Yeah. Fuck these guys. Hey, but those that are catching it, hey, no worries, you're cool. You know, you can replay it, it's all good. Just thought I'd be back. You know why? Cause Soup is back, baby! Woohoo! Yeah! Yeah, man. Oh, man. Oh, shit. When was the last time I was on this motherfucker? September of last year? Yeah, man. A lot of shit has happened. But, Soap is back, baby! And sometimes you just gotta pop out and show niggas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh. So. Real though, man. Yeah, where do I start? Yeah, man. We're getting sick of these Empire game playing ass lames, man. They're much like that gambling addict that won't fucking quit. So it's like the motherfucker, he goes up to the craps table and they know the dice are loaded. But some motherfucker just play a rigged game any damn way. And they play that damn rigged game anyway. That's America, man. Some of these motherfuckers, you know, that I've noticed too over these months, they've been, you know, they front like they're America first or some shit. Like, you know that one cop nigga, you know, yeah, he's so articulate guy, you know, the former police officer, that nigga, you know. I mean, motherfuckers like Ted Cruz, oh god. I never liked this motherfucker anyway, right? I mean, you know, these motherfuckers' subscriptions withdrawn in this bitch, fool. I mean, is Israel or Israel ain't your baby, man? What the fuck? What's wrong with you niggas, man? Yeah. I remember that. I should have brought this out a while back ago, though, man. And this motherfucking officer talking about, let me put my bitch voice on. You're either ignorant or you simply hate the Jews. Well, I'm Tyrone, and fuck that Israel first shit. Yeah, I'm ignorant. I don't hate no Jews, but I'm a nigger, right? Shit, I was America first way before I was voting, nigga. I mean, as the recording of this video, man, we're getting close to $40 trillion in debt. I don't think you get it, do you? I don't think you motherfuckers get it, do you? It's gonna be like a no shit. You know what? It would probably be some, you know, ironic sounding ass shit if, you know, let's just say like 2029, if they decide to pop the bubble, crash the market, all that shit, right? You know, they do it, and bruh, it's gonna be nothing but a depression party. Shit. Like, you motherfuckers, you know, not y'all that are listening, y'all are cool. You woke ass motherfuckers, you worse than that leftist with that damn Israel shit. And as I often say, global homo to the left of me, greater Israel to the right, here I am, stuck in the middle of you. See, it's a damn shame we somehow force these bitch ass shadowy figures to be transparent with camera lenses in our pockets. You know, we got these supercomputers in our pockets, and people like to down social media, but I tell you one thing, if it wasn't for social media, half your bullshit would not be out here, and you would get away with shit. You would get away with shit, right? Especially Whammons, man. I mean, for the longest time, Whammons, they've gotten away with the so-called feminine mystique, while they told on themselves, right? With their very own phones. You know, their very own phones worth of fingers that pointed at themselves. And they put that bullshit on record, right? I don't know, man. some of us, you know, like myself, we just can't fucking stand people. I mean, I think that's why, you know, I was gone for so long, man. I'm an introverted dude, you know. I've since went and got, you know, I finally got into a tech job, and that's cool, you know what I'm saying? And try to keep my head screwed on straight. And, no, I'm not in retail hell anymore. Thank you. That's right. Man. That was some hell, dude. But then again, with this new job, you know, it's still a service-based economy. And in a strange and funny way, the worst of it, fucking boomers, you know I go in on them damn boomers. You know how I do this shit. You know how I do this shit. They are our job security. But what gets me, though, is not so much them. Not so much those in my generation, but younger generations not knowing how to adult, you know, like keep up with their bills and shit. I mean, bro, at the end of the day, it's your fucking money, you know? Hey, you shut! You shut! I never missed you, motherfucker! You shut! Now, you motherfuckers should have stayed gone longer than me. That's some bullshit. But anyway, yeah, some of us people, I mean, I can't stand it. Just saying. I mean, but I guess it's safe to assume that some of y'all are too. And it's usually like this in almost every company, almost every government, almost everywhere ever. You know, there are introverted, skilled people. Yet they're forced to work in teams of ass kissers and overly saturated, extroverted motherfuckers that want to carry on that high school is forever mentality. That's that bullshit, you know what I mean? You know? They work in teams of these ass kissers, and you've been on a team like this for some, you know, for usually some of the most dumbest but youngest micromanagers. Yeah. It's like you're sandwiched in between some of the worst in the young and some of the worst in the old, and you know, you just want to just take both fists and punch them both in the fucking face and say, just get the fuck out. I got this. I just got this. I don't even need the team. Send your ass home. I don't even need the team. Send your bitch ass out. You know? I feel like that sometimes. Yeah, that's corporate America. That's big government too. That's all that shit, right? I mean, yeah, it's nothing but this. Introverted, skilled people that are forced to work in teams, right, of a bunch of ass kissers for micromanagers and other insufferables that never deserved the leadership position in the first place. And you're seeing it in government too. Come on, man. Don't front like you haven't seen it. Let me get off politics, man, but if any of you guys within the sound of my voice has ever served in that Black Hawk Down mission, and you're looking at this shit in Wisconsin, no, not Wisconsin, but you're seeing that shit in Ohio, Maine, the state of Maine. I mean, damn. They actually are in the news now. Like, Maine? Yeah, you know, the other mitten. Anyway. Minnesota, you know. If any of those guys that had stayed alive from that Black Hawk Down mission, if any of them are alive, I bet you they are contemplating unaliving themselves after what the fuck they went through. Because what the fuck they went through got them this shit. It's kind of dumb, man. I mean, for those that did go there to Somalia back in 93, 94-ish, you know, I look at that shit and I'm like, didn't you feel like you even did anything worthy of anything? You know? But there's one good thing, though, seriously, that I've seen out of all this. And I always come to this, man. It's just that social media is exposing every last one of these motherfuckers. One by fucking one. And we all found out who really was the president of this country. It's not the Mandarin, man. It's a motherfucker overseas. Man, out of this guy's name, how did y'all get the fucking nickname BB? Hey, what the fuck? Alright, I get off that bullshit, but there's this bullshit, and I was noticing it too, just before I was about to get out onto my last shows, you know. Then Yahoo over here talking about, we got a social media problem. Adult, you're seeing that shit. You're seeing that shit. They're running the reins of each and every one of these companies. You're seeing what the fuck they did to TikTok. The fix is in, bro. The fix is in. Kind of a damn shame when they try to make you afraid of being or getting your data watched by China, and I'm like, no. I mean, who protects us from you, motherfuckers? Who protects us from Fort Meade? Who the fuck protects us from Langley? Exactly, motherfucker. As far as I'm concerned, y'all motherfuckers worse. What the fuck is Beijing gonna do with Psyche Soap's data? What is he gonna do with that? I don't know. Shit. Man, it's crazy, man. Yeah, they're arresting dudes in the UK. I know you've already heard of it. Mm-hmm. Even as far back here in Texas, and the UK got the nerve to wanna extend their laws on over here to us when it comes to arresting guys for making tweets or doing streams or some dumbass shit like that. Man, come off it, bro. I don't know how you may want to put your country together, because from what we've seen, shit's not looking good. You know what I'm saying? Shit's not looking good at all. You know what I mean? That Epstein shit is starting to get big. Well, that Epstein shit has been in the media watch cycle. You guys can have, but you know what? This time, though, is like any other time in history in this one regard. And that's the simple fact that we do got social media. If you really look at it, man, it's as though that they're looking at every last one of them. You know, it's like those cameras are being turned on them, and they can't fucking wait until it's vice versa and shit like that. And this shouldn't make no sense, man. You know? I mean, fuck it, here's my tank. Doodly doodly doo! This for the N-A-Pop! Doodly doodly doo! This for N-A-Pop! Is it Jay-Z? Yeah. Is it Pusha T? Yeah. Is it Chris Tucker? Yeah. Is it Psycho Soap? Yeah. Hey! You shut! I am not in the fucking N-A-Pop! No! You shut! Well, I don't know. What happened to, Valentine's Day, y'all? I thought, Valentine's Day was kind of like that. Something like that and shit, you know? I thought that's what it was. You know, this was this, awesome little passage from Midtown Finium, and big up if you replaying this. Oh shit, AB's here, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just, it's Friday. I'm doing it all by my damn self. You know what I'm saying? I have to pop out and show a few motherfuckers are probably gonna play this shit back. You were all wondering where the fuck something was. Where the fuck is I? I miss that guy. Yeah, I miss you too. I miss you guys. miss you guys too. But you know, I'm just here in the lab, just making moves. You know, counting my bills and bullets, and you know, food, water, medicine, me, self-defense in the plan because shit's about to go down. And it's even worse up here because I'm where it gets cold, brother. Brothers, to be sure, as MGTOW Fitting says, this was a very powerful passage. It's like, I don't know, it looked like it's about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 paragraphs of knowledge that this fella dropped. And I asked him, was it okay to drop that on one of my episodes? And I just figured I'd just get this one out of the way. And he goes on to say, my brothers, to be sure, we're living through an unprecedented time in every way possible. It is a time where, in the matter of a year, a great shifting has occurred from what was to what is now. What was being things like women despicably stating that we men were so dangerous that theirs were to be safer with. What is now being women everywhere distraught because of men feeling safer being alone in peace rather than in the company of women. Alright. If anything, a component of this unprecedented time is great exposure of the overall hypocrisy of women. If you see, he sees it. Just like you do too, brothers. For sure. As well as the magnitude of that hypocrisy in so much as that it was really bad in what was. And it is only become much worse in what is now. Within this component of hypocrisy is what women expect men to do, whether it be what was or what is now. That being, shut up, suck up, and do your duty no matter what. And they're still, doubling down on that shit. Infinium was striking a nerve there. For real though. Hey, get up there, Ben Garcia, what it is, man. My man, also, what? That's another thing, Ben Garcia. What the fuck? Dude, you got on a cartel mustache, bro. What the fuck? I'm just fucking with you, man. I'm just fucking with you. God, you better not fuck with Ben. There's a reason why they call this motherfucking ass Ben Garcia. Ooh. You don't fuck with no Ben Garcia, bro. Seriously. Alright, where the fuck was I? I was reading a chapter from, reading a chapter and verse from a man named Tal Finney. And here it go. It is the expectancy of come back and do your duty without the expectancy of truly dealing with the issues which drove men away that I find to be despicable hypocrisy on the part of all women. Yes, on face value, and increasingly so, women everywhere are seemingly seeing the light and are on an ever-increasing basis indicating that they're safe to be with. Psst, shit. Yeah, you've seen that too. Don't front, fellas. You've seen that shit too. Making it our responsibility to do our duty because women will no longer do that to us men. Making the magnitude of the despicable hypocrisy to be off scale, in my opinion, because women are continuing to do that to women in the form of gaslighting. Here, the nature of continual gaslighting, which speaks to the profound nature of the hypocrisy of women. It must be noted here that the nature of the gaslighting is not a matter of being liberal, middle ground, or conservative, but it is a matter of its existence, no matter what route is used in terms of its delivery. Now, when he said that right there, the part where it goes, it must be noted here that the nature of gaslighting is not a matter of being liberal, middle ground, or conservative. It's this female nature, and I'm, hashtag, fuck that, hashtag AWOL. All of them but like that. Why? Because female nature is universal. Alright? There's no such thing as an anti-feminist woman to me. Really it is it's like this mask on feminist or mask off feminist. You know who the mask off ones are, right? Yeah. The ones that say this really nice little red pill shit around you. But then, when shit gets bad, when shit goes down, you know what I'm saying? Out comes the pigtails twirling, talking about, they just a girl. You know? You know, the Lauren Southerns of the world should know what I'm talking about there, shit. Anyway. So, he was just saying, basically, no matter what political divide some of them are in, it's just that the gaslighting is going to keep going no matter what. Alright, as such. The condition of we've being continually gaslit comes then from one foundational source. That being feminism. I mean, you got the traditional ones that are pissed at these feminists that just came down the pipe, pissed at these purple-haired, blue-haired, unnatural drugstore color-haired bitches, which you know the carpet don't match the drapes. Because if it matched the motherfucking carpet, they would have some, well, they would be, they got burning fire crotches any fucking way, bro. Like, you know? Anyhow, let me get back on into this rant here, this piece of real shit he was talking about. Taking the example of what happened with Charlie Kirk's murder, but looking at what happened from the standpoint of hypocrisy and gaslighting, of course, you can see what is obvious. Specifically, those women who gleefully celebrated Kirk's death, are they the same women who openly called for the death of us men overall? Here, the hypocrisy and associated gaslighting becomes the foundation of the overt feminist lie that all men are the problem. And see, what I would like to say this, and you know, I didn't always agree with Charlie Kirk when he was alive. In fact, I did a show or two just before the broad died, and I don't agree with him on a lot of the shit I'm saying, but on a lot of the shit he says. But I tell you what, compared to a motherfucking Jimmy Kimmel, I'll agree with Charlie Kirk. I'd say more than 75% of the time. 75% of the time, you know. I'll sit there, I'll go with half, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You can still be, you know, a traditionalist man. I usually call them trad cucks, but you know, you know why we do, right? Sometimes these cats worship pussy more than they do the God of the Bible. Or some of them worship Israel more so than the pussy. You know what I'm saying? When they get older and this shit don't work, right? But anyway, I will say this. Say what you will about Charlie Kirk, but the guy tried to do this, and he tried to reach across aisles in dialogue. You know, we're starting to notice now that those on the left side of the divide are the ones that are, you know, the ones that are prejudiced, the ones that are against a steady home and you know, and achieving and all of that. They'd rather put what's on their outside first before anything else. And your identity does not come from what is outside of you. You all know where identity comes from. But then again, dude, if you're having identity problems and you about my motherfucking age, bitch, look no further than the mama that raised you. Alright, let me get back into what my man was talking about. Where was he at? He was talking about Charlie Kirk. And that was some fucked up shit. Some of them were celebrating that shit, you know. And the ones that were celebrating that shit, I'm looking at them. Now I know who the fuck we are, you know who the fuck we're dealing with now. You know? The culture war is not over yet, my brothers. And so I say just, you know, arm yourself, steel yourself. But let me get back to what I'm here. Well, let me get back to what I'm reading here. And he goes, well, my brothers, it is the covert nature of hypocrisy and gaslighting surrounding Kirk's death. And there was a lot of gaslighting and hypocrisy, even from the side of the right. Because a lot of them, you know, they took that as a time to virtue signal. And before that happened, you know what else had happened? Yeah, the fucking Epstein files. These fucking redacted pieces of paper. And you know, they probably wiped their ass with it. You know, that's why you see all the black marks on that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just them wiping their asses after, you know, a hangover of drinking with that nasty motherfucker. You know? And, where was I at? Yeah, Kirk's death, I'd like to say that story alone and the way it went down was a fucking distraction. A distraction for what it really is. I mean, hey yo, and here's another thing. Remember Me Too? Remember that shit? Where the fuck is Me Too at, bro? Where the fuck is the Time's Up movement, huh? Isn't this your wheelhouse? Protecting victimized girls and shit? Where you at? No? What? That's what the fuck I thought. You were in it for yourself, bitches. I mean, it's not hard to tell. Alright, let me get back in this. And I'll get on to that chameleon shit, but here's what my man Infinium had said about this, and he went, I'm come back to it. Now, my brothers, it is the covert nature of hypocrisy and gaslighting surrounding Kurt's death, which is also troubling as well as despicable. Here again, it is the nature of men being the problem, because we have no right to walk away from our duties as slaves to the feminist plantation state. Since we are men, are the source of the problems, because we are the slaves, we must also be the slaves who correct the problems. So we are the source of the problems, and we correct the problems. And he goes on to say, AKA, the problem cannot walk away from the responsibility of being the problem. It is this covert nature of the aforementioned hypocrisy and gaslighting being done by women that is also multifaceted, because it stems from all sides. Not just liberal. And he was fucking right. You know? I mean, some of y'all got fooled. I could tell which ones that did get fooled, especially when they popped out with the Sydney with the Sydney, Sweden shit. You know what I'm saying? Distraction. I mean, dude, the Jordache look and how they sag the pants. You know how they wearing it now? How these Zoomers is wearing it now, bruh. Bruh, I did not like that look back in the 80s. What the fuck makes you think I like that bullshit now? But, you know, I did like the way that, you know, this one chick is making all sorts of other ones jealous and shit. And they really paid attention to her bullshit in that in that damn commercial. I mean, guys, did you know that this chick is from Euphoria? I mean, Euphoria, that's one of them wokey shows. And, bro, I stay from the wokey shows and the brokey hoes. Real shit. But let me go on to what, you know, my man Infinium said. And he says this. One of the facets of the covert side of things is, of course, of the chameleons, who are now doing things like switching from Democratic to Republican in the wake of Kirk's death. And accordingly, with that chameleon change of color, there is the aspect of that I'm not with that disassociation factor. So, you know, I seen them, you know, you can see them now, you know. Them colors, you know, start changing and all this shit. I mean, some of them were the same ones that were, you know, talking all sorts of shit to you. Not even behind your back. They were turning on, flipping on their cameras. Much like this, camming up, yamming up, and talking all that bullshit about other fellas. And, man, every time I see that, I'm like, okay, bitch. Keep talking. Keep on talking. Because the internet's not going to forget. You know, the shit's going to resurface. So keep on what you're keeping on. Now, if it's a real, you know, repentance, I can understand that. But damn it, I'm not the blind man. Because I see things very perfectly when it comes to nature. And I mean those that are of a feminine nature. So let me see this shit here. My man goes on to say, another facet are the chameleons who have not changed their color, but who have waited for an opportunity to show their colors. In other words, The chameleons who are now taking advantage of Charlie Kirk's death for personal gain. Some are saying his wife is one of those people. And, oh, wow. Kind of hard to convince me otherwise. Shit's starting to look like a money grab to me. I don't know what you think, but, well. And it goes on to say, that personal gain could be construed as anything and everything to do with what is necessary to add to the bottom line. That being the amount of money that could be made off of this whole scenario. Yeah, especially with the way that they took, they took up TPUSA and all of this shit. I mean, bruh, both sides are fucking fake. Now, it's easy to say that shit, and it's easy to call me a wishy-wash. It's easy to say that a motherfucker don't stick by his own principles or don't stand on business like a man should. But nah, man. I see things clearly. Working hard, achieving, putting away some shit, for a rainy day. And, praying to get through another day. If you do that sort of thing, that's all right. If you meditate, that's fine too. I mean, hey, I can understand. Yo, guys. We understand that Jesus is your Savior. We understand that Muhammad is your Savior. We understand that whomever you chose to hold in high regard as your patron saint or prophet, or deity, God here or whatever. But keep in mind, your God or your part of worship, you're not the only one that did this. Every last one of these people have done this. Do respect other people's spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Shit. If that's their imaginary friend, don't judge them on their imaginary friend. You don't like it when people judge yours. You don't like it when people judge yours. Understand, dude. Trust and believe, because it was about like 15 years ago, Christians were running shit and stomping motherfuckers. Now I get it, y'all are being persecuted these days. Yeah, I see what happened overseas, over on the eastern Mediterranean part of the sea. I see what's happening, and like many others that do, that get hit up. But anyway, that's religion, man. I'm rambling on, I'm waffling. I'm gonna get back on into this shit, yeah. Because I went on a whole nother tangent, but your beliefs are your beliefs, and do please respect someone else's. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want me ranking on yours and ragging on yours. My God's better than your God. That's my dad is bigger than your dad, all over again. The so-called adult version. You gotta throw a bomb over that? Well, not that long ago, about 40 years ago, you were throwing rocks over that. Come on, man. They say high school never ends. Fuck that. Kindergarten never ends. For some of these motherfuckers. Alright, but back to these chameleons, though. What my brother was, what I was reading on that part right there was, men, they stand for something. And they hold on to that motherfucker to the death. Now, a lot of men are smart. They don't, some don't blindly follow. They're not blind followers. A lot of them are natural born leaders. In fact, we're that, all true men are just, it just comes with the territory. We're inherently leaders. You know what I mean? We're inherently leaders, and we get the shit done. That's why, the father was the anchor of the family, and now they took that shit away. And this ain't just on the this isn't just the liberal side of things, So-called conservative bitches have been chipping away and taking advantage of the nuclear family. They're destroying it just as much as the feminists before them. You know what I mean? But anyway, chameleons. Again. Now, considering the pattern of behavior similarities between the aftermath of Kirk's death and what has happened with us men for decades, the pattern of hypocrisy is also strikingly similar, particularly from the standpoint of those chameleons who are now showing their colors. You name it, it's happening. Like the rush to show themselves as the one who'd been in the battle trenches all along. Like the rush to push themselves to the forefront for the purpose of controlling the narrative. Like the use of serious issues as a means to their ends, also known as making money. And most of all, like the rush to present themselves as trustworthy. I mean, okay, let me tell you like this. Erica Kirk is no different. Erica Kirk is no different than Patrice Cullors to me. By the way, Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's wife, Patrice Cullors, the founding member of Black Lives Matter. Now, my brothers, this is where the nature of this hypocrisy becomes truly despicable. Because if you look closely at what is going on, the showing of the colors is nothing more than the showing of the same old BS. Like the regurgitation of what is already and has already been repeatedly stated. Like the realization that these women years ago had the opportunity to speak up, but did nothing. Why? Because it did not suit them to speak up. And that's why I call conservative women mask-on feminists. You're either a mask on or you're a mask off. There ain't no in between. But my girl different. Okay. You got your unicorn right now, boy. You got your white buffalo. Yeah. Enjoy that while you can. Just saying. You know. Keep mixing your blue pills before you go to bed at night. That's all. With a little bit of this red if you can. But what he had said here, like the realization that these women years ago had the opportunity to speak up, but did nothing because it did not suit them to speak up. I mean, you know, they didn't speak up because it fucked up their money. It fucked up their provisions. It fucked up their come up. You know what I'm saying? And they did it all for you because they knew you was a chump. They knew you was a bitch made something. Like the realization of why it did not suit these women to speak up being due to their covert desire to take full advantage of the benefits of feminism. Yeah, that's a large one. Let me say this again. Like the realization of why it did not suit these women to speak up being due to their covert desire to take full advantage of the benefits of feminism, leading to why even conservative chameleons are now gaslighting us men in terms of making us to be the problem. You incel, you're the same as the feminists. Get that black pill out of your mouth. Nah, man. I mean, I never needed the black pill. Okay? That'll only be used should we use that, you know, should we use that a little later in life? You know what I mean? Should we want to use that later in life? And he goes on here to say, when you logically connect the dots and look at things from the standpoint of what is truly happened, it boils down to what is happened to women overall because of feminism. That being unreliable and untrustworthy, that it is going to take, in my opinion, decades before the problems between men and women can be fully resolved. Nah, bro, it's going to take a war situation. We gotta be put through World War III in order for this shit to come back right again. We gotta be. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want nukes flying, bro. Really don't. I have this in fact, I'm a little too optimistic. Because in the back of my mind, and this soap speaking, in the back of my mind, you know, I'm hoping that no bombs fly away for some reason, we at least cut that damn deficit and that debt in half. And we can put the last 15 years behind us. 10 years behind us if we can. I don't know, man. Can we really? Think about it. Can we? No. I don't know. Especially with this cultural civil war. So, he says this: when you logically connect the dots and look at things from the standpoint of what has truly happened, it boils down to what has happened to women overall because of feminism. That being so unreliable, trustworthy, that it is going to take, in my opinion, decades before the problems between men and women can be fully resolved. The aforementioned means that feminism itself must be fully ended. It also means hypocrisy, whether it could be covert or overt, must be replaced with overt accountability. Overt accountability means no longer being able to gaslight us men in any way, shape, form, or fashion. The carrot they're dangling in front of your face out there, and I think, Infinium hit that on the head, hit the nail on the head when he was talking about this. Because what are you guys seeing out here now? There's this woman that was sitting in the very same dark and dank and, rank little jail cell, a little space. She was in there, spinning all sorts of scenarios in her head. Her man died, or should I say faked his death, about 6 years ago. And then they finally put her in a very cushy, nice little camp in Texas. Man, don't pardon that bitch. Don't pardon that bitch. Of that 20 years, that bitch better spend like more than half of it. More than half of it. Let you have that. Let you have that. But be damned, bitch. You ain't no victim. You were every bit as wrong and every bit as fucked up as that man was. And you know what I'm talking about, Maxwell, right? Now, let's see here. And yeah, don't let them gaslight you. Pretty soon, I already heard it early, especially from the conservative side of the aisle, that, what is she doing in jail? Where are the rest of the conspirators? Why is she still in jail? Where are the rest of the conspirators? Motherfucker, keep her in there. She's a part of it. Let her stay there. And if she knows any good for her, hopefully ain't nobody's about it enough to just pull the trigger on that shit right now, so to speak. You see what's happening with the Clintons. Yeah. But you know what? That's just kabuki show. That's show. Your brother Fix is already all in. This bitch was just a hostess at these damn Eyes Wide Shut parties. We see it all around us. They're not even hiding it, bro. They're not even hiding it anymore. And then they looking at you going, hey, we can get away with it too. And what's sad is, it's starting to look like they can, man. It's starting to fucking look like it's the way they can. And this is, the most privileged class in America. And you know what? There are other counterparts. There are other races of women that do share that. Other races of women that do share that. And they have that sisterhood traveling pants moment. And thinking, you go, girl. But, bruh, if I was going through that type of shit, this is what I would do. I'm already hearing bitches talking that shit about Maxwell, And some of them, they're spot on. They're like me, and they say, they better not pardon that bitch. And I agree. You better not pardon that bitch. That shit, it's fed time. Let the bitch do the whole 20. And send her to max. Send that bitch to max. Some motherfuckers were saying Guantanamo Bay. Now, I'm kind of with that. Let me end this, though. I mean, because I'm jumping all over this. I'm a man going my own way, and I'm with this last part here, because that right there is the true heart of the matter. And he says, my brother, no matter how you look at things, we are still expected to do our duty no matter what. As well, we are still expected to be the problem no matter what. There is no intention on the part of the feminist plantation state, feminists and women in general, to change the aforementioned way of thinking. This is why our embracement of the MGTOW philosophy is crucial. Because MGTOW men, especially in this hour, especially here, he's right. Because that which cannot recognize the true worth and value of men beyond that of slavery must be eradicated, replaced by the true worth and value of who we are as free men. The only way that the aforementioned eradication replacement process can occur in our lives as the men going all the way. It's through the embracement of the philosophy which saves our lives in every way possible. And it ends up with stay safe and stay strong, my brothers. And I'd like to say that as well. You all stay strong and stay safe in this. You think 2025 is a son of a bitch. 2026 is going to kick you right in the fucking nuts if it hasn't already. Be ready to duck it and dodge it if you should, if you can. But don't be worried. I mean, don't worry, fellas. I mean, I will be around here. Doodly doo, don't be blue. Doodly doo, got you. I will be here, and I'm all right. What I'm going to be doing here in the coming days ahead, I'd like to start doing a lot more of these, no intro, no fillers, no things that make you go, none of that shit. Just me, just ruminating live and whatever the fuck it is that's on my mind. Maybe because it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Yeah, you damn right, Darcy. I'm back in this motherfucker. What the fuck do you think? What the fuck do you think? Doodly doo! What the fuck do you think? You didn't think old soap was gonna come back, huh? What you thought you wasn't gonna see me? I'm the Jason Voorhees of this shit. Psyche soap is here forever. Motherfucker! You leave! Shit. And so you'll see me here and there. I'll still do my shows. Play it back. In case you were wondering, I'll see. Yeah, I'm still alive. Oh, I know. I decided to open my coffin and come out of the motherfucker and talk my shit. I'm gonna start doing them kind of like this, man. This is kind of nice, talking my shit about this and that, and the philosophy and who do what. What I was reading on, that was my man MGTOW. If any is a good fella, check him out. You're gonna see me around here, there, everywhere. So beware, motherfucker. Yeah, ho! Alright, let me get on up out of here, and until next time, doodly doo! Peace, dudes.